right, Shalom, Kahalayam La Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, which is the Paleo Hebrew for the one true name of the Heavenly Father being Yahweh, and that of the Messiah, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, being Yahweh Shai. Alright, there's no other name given among man whereby you must be saved, as it is written Acts 4 and 12. I'd like to give double honors unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Grand Millstone, and a sincere peace, love, blessings, salutations unto all those of you hopeful, faithful, potential members of the elect out there who are coming out of this world, right? Coming out of these world religions, all right, receiving the true name of the Heavenly Father and calling upon it, man. As it is written, whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. So the elect will have that name. The elect will have the things that are needful for salvation, man. All right, and the elect are going to be going through transition, man. Right? What did Paul say? He called it the fight of the flesh, right? The good fight of your faith. Hey, well, remember what we're doing right now, man, is we're being trained, we're being battle hardened, we're being prepared for the coming day of Jacob's trouble, man, so that we may endure and get through it, right? So we're going to be tested and tried with particular things now while we're in this flesh to allow us to prepare for that time, man. It's almost like a video game, or almost like working out, man, right? You start at a low level and you work your way up to do more and more, to defeat the bigger bosses, to lift the bigger weights, right? Or like Elder Sakaran said, man, he compared it to use the analogy of, the military, man. You go through all this training. You don't go through all the training just to go home and say, they say their goodbyes. No, you go get tested, man. You go out to you get deployed, man. You go out to practice what you have learned, man. All right, and we're not over here practicing for no reason, man. All right, so we're gonna get hit with tough times. We're gonna get hit with particular things. All right, and all these things the Heavenly Father has prepared, right, specifically for you, man. Let me go ahead and grab some scriptures. This is we'll go ahead and start with the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. It's about chapter 3, and verse 5. It says, "And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded." You see, so we're being chastised. We're going through particular things, man. Right? But what we're going to receive is going to far outweigh the things we're going through now, man. All right? As we continue to read, it says, "For God proved them." So the Heavenly Father is proving you, man. The Heavenly Father is putting you through particular situations, all right, for your faith to be tried, right? In whatever way, shape, or form that may be, because we're coming towards a day that the whole world is going to be tried, man. Right? The hour of temptation, as it calls it, right? And that's gonna come at the time of the charagma, right? Where basically you're gonna have to choose to detach yourself from this society, right? To remove yourself from, right, your day-to-day, week-to-week, paychecks and what have you, man. And specifically put all your faith in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Which, that's kind of a easy to say, but actually being in it, man, right? You're gonna have, family members. If you got kids, right? All those dependents. Hey, they're gonna be dependent on you to do the right thing, man. Which, in their eyes may be for you to take the knee, and give in to Esau and take that charagma, right? But we're being battle hardened so that we may stand firm in that day, man. It says, "As gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering." So the Heavenly Father's basically purifying us, man. He's turning us into that fine gold so we could endure through that day, and then Yahweh Shai could solidify us in perfection, man. right? Because ultimately we wouldn't be able to be made that fine gold if it wasn't for Yahweh Shai, because none of us are perfect, man. None of us were able, like the book of Revelation says, man, there's only one who was found worthy to open the book, man, to prevail to open that book, meaning that he walked perfect in this flesh, right? So his blood was spilled to atone for the sins of the elect. But not to get off track, man, right? Through Yahweh Shai, we're able to prevail. We're able to be tried. You see, verse 7, it says, and in the time of their visitation, right, when the Lord returns, when Yahweh Shai returns, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among stubble. So really the day of doom is going to perfect the elect, man. All right, the day of doom is going to perfect the elect. That may be what I have to label this lesson through the Spirit, man. And of course, we're going to have to get the book of Hebrews, all right, about the chastisement. This is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 4. Go ahead and start at verse 3. It says, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest we be wearied and faint in your minds, right? Look at Yahweh Shai, man. Look at Yahweh Shai and how he overcame for you to then overcome on a really on a low level, man. We ain't having to overcome and be perfect in this flesh, right? Because we know we can't. But through Yahweh Shai, right, we're able to overcome these minor things, man. Right, so that we could again build our faith in this day through the things that we're overcoming, and know that the Lord had our back, so to speak, so that we could overcome in the severe things that are ahead. Anyway, continuing on, verse 4, ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Right, so we haven't yet resisted. We haven't yet been tried to the point of what? Blood. Which that's going to take place in the day of Jacob's trouble, man. So that's why we're being prepared for that day, right? What did it say? Ye be weaned and faint in your minds, right? So we got to, keep our minds strong through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, right? To endure. Verse 5, it says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. Right, so and something that comes to mind, right? Hey, we just got to endure through it, man. Right, because I myself, when I was there was a point in my life in this truth, in my walk personally, where I had, I was going through some financial straits, and I sold my my stuff, my belongings, so to speak, and just uprooted and went to another state, which had better living costs. And I thought that would make things a little bit easier, man. But what I wasn't realizing, right, is that the hell is the point for our perfection, man. Right, I came out to this other state and was still catching the same hell, man. So hey, it's just part of it, man. We ain't getting away from the hell. We're under the curses, right? Even the 2/3 are going through particular things, man. But we're going through things to be perfected, you see. And that's what I didn't realize then. I knew, we would be tried and what have you. In a sense, I was, I didn't endure through that, man. Which, again, we're not perfect, but that's why we go through these things, man. And that's why I bring that up. Right, even though it's a little shameful to me, personally, to even bring up, but hey, Lord willing, it could be edifying unto those of you who are listening, man. Because, again, none of us are perfect. We're just striving for perfection, man. All right, so hey, we just got to endure through whatever the Lord has prepared for us, because that's what's gonna get us, build us more faith, right? Get us to the point of enduring through Jacob's trouble, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue. I'm going to run back verse 5. It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as children, My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him, right? Don't despise the chastening, because again, the chastening is good for you, man. Verse 6, it says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth, right? Going back into the analogy that Elder Sakaran had brought up, right, about the military. And that's like despising the workouts, despising the training, man. Despising the hardships that are going to allow you to overcome your enemy, man, and thus survive. Verse 7, and what does it say? That he chasteneth every son whom he receiveth, man. So all of us are going through it in one way or another, right? But again, hey, all of these things that we go through have been specially packaged for you to endure through. Let's see, verse 7, if ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as sons. For what son is he who the Father chasteneth not? Right, so what son is it that the Father chasteneth not, man? If the Father is chastening the child, he's trying to teach him a lesson, man, and the Heavenly Father is teaching us a lesson. Verse 8, but if ye be without chastisement, wherefore are all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons, right? So you ain't a son of the Most High, right? If you ain't getting chastised, so further proving the point of not to despise the chastisement of the Lord, man. And this doesn't mean to go, put yourself in situations where you catching hell, right? It's gonna come, man. And then, hey, again, do not despise it. Endure through it, man. All right, the only way out of this hell is to get through this hell. Verse 9, it says, furthermore, we have had fathers in our flesh which corrected us and gave us reverence, and we gave them reverence, right? So they corrected us, right? As you grow up to be an adult, you start to, realize why they were correcting us in particular ways, and you give them reverence for it, man. Hey, thank you, you taught me this, you taught me that, this, that, and the third, right? Going on, it says, shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live, right? And so, our parents were, our father in the flesh was correcting us in order for, you to really, if you think about it, fit in with the society, man, right? Get a job, right? Be a good plantation Christian, if you will, man. Be a good subject on the plantation, right? But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is teaching us how to be royalty, man. Teaching us how to return to that godly estate that we once were, man. So how much more in subjection should we be to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua? How much more reverence should we be giving to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man? Verse 10, for they truly for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. So with that, Lord willing, this edifying, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close it up there. Hey, the chastening has come, the day of doom has to come in order to perfect the elect. Shalom.